They told me long ago I should have slowed down. Doctors, experts, they all warned me. But here I am, 92 years old, still driving, still walking on my own, and not once in the last 30 years have I been sick. Not even a sniffle. That's not luck. That's not good genes. It's the result of a few daily habits that changed the entire course of my aging. Most of them are so simple, they almost sound silly, but simple doesn't mean useless. I believe in what works, and these 5 habits have kept me strong, sharp, and alive. Let me start with the first, the one that changed everything before my day even begins. Before we dive in, type "I'm still in this" if you believe it's never too late to begin again. Every morning, before I set a single foot on the floor, I perform a short ritual. It's not yoga, it's not stretching, it's what I call a body wake-up. It's my way of signaling to every muscle, every cell that we're about to start another day. I don't leap out of bed, I don't reach for my phone, I simply breathe, 3 deep, controlled breaths. Then I move my fingers, wiggle my toes, rotate my ankles and wrists. It takes just over a minute, but in that minute, my body is reminded, I'm alive, I'm here, and I'm ready. It might seem like a small gesture, but it has enormous impact. A doctor once told me that your body is most vulnerable in the first 30 minutes of the morning. Your blood is sluggish, your joints are stiff, and your nervous system is still in sleep mode. Most people spring up like a fire alarm's gone off. But that shocks the system. What I do is the opposite. I ease in, I speak softly to my body through movement, not words. The difference was night and day. Before I began this, mornings were hard. I'd wake up feeling like I'd aged overnight, slow, disoriented, even clumsy. I once tripped just walking to the bathroom because my feet hadn't woken up yet. That's when I knew something had to change. My body didn't need a harsh start. It needed a message, a whisper that said, we're in this together. Since then, I've never skipped this habit, and science agrees. Studies from the National Institute on Aging confirm that older adults who include gentle, intentional movement right after waking experience better circulation, less stiffness, and greater mental clarity all day long. It's not about the size of the action, it's about the message. The ritual becomes more than a routine. It becomes a promise, a commitment to presence, to care, to staying alive in the fullest sense. You don't need equipment, you don't need a class. You just need 90 seconds of your time and a willingness to say hello to your body. Because aging doesn't happen in big moments, it happens quietly, in the mornings we rush through, in the signals we fail to send. But so does healing, so if you haven't already, tomorrow when you wake, pause, breathe, wiggle your fingers, move your toes, and tell your body, we're not done yet. The second habit is so easy, most people overlook it, yet it has carried me through more mornings than I can count. I call it my golden glass. Every morning after my little wake-up routine, I go to the kitchen and drink a full glass of water with just 2 things added, a pinch of sea salt and a squeeze of fresh lemon. That's it. But don't underestimate it. This tiny glass has kept me hydrated, balanced, and more energetic than folks half my age. When you get older, your body doesn't always tell you it's thirsty. Your sense of thirst weakens with time. That's why so many seniors walk around chronically dehydrated and don't even know it. Dizziness, fatigue, brain fog, constipation, all symptoms of not enough water. But water alone doesn't always do the trick. You need minerals. You need that little spark, and that's what lemon and salt do. They help your body absorb what you drink instead of just flushing it out. I didn't invent this. In fact, it was a young nutritionist who shared it with me when I was 63. Back then, I was waking up groggy, dry-mouthed, and weak. Even when I slept well, my blood pressure was swinging, and I couldn't focus for the first few hours of the day. 1 week of starting my day with this glass, and it all changed. My energy returned. My digestion improved. I even began sleeping better. It was like turning a key I didn't know existed. Lemon juice is loaded with vitamin C and natural cleansing properties. It wakes up your liver, supports your immune system, and cuts through that sluggish feeling in your gut. The sea salt, in tiny amounts, helps your cells hold on to water, and keeps your electrolytes stable, especially important for aging hearts and kidneys. It's not fancy, it's not expensive, it's just wise, and it's become non-negotiable for me. Now here's what I didn't expect. My mood improved too. Turns out hydration isn't just about the body. The brain needs it even more. That little glass helps deliver nutrients where they're needed, and that makes me feel sharper, calmer, and more alert. Sometimes I stand by the window with that golden glass in my hand and watch the sun come up. It feels like a ceremony, a quiet reminder that I'm still here, still nourished, still rising. So if you want one habit that will change your morning immediately, do this. Keep a lemon and a little container of sea salt near your bed or kitchen. Fill a glass the moment you wake, and take it in slowly, like a gift. It may be small, but sometimes small things are the most sacred. Your body knows what to do, you just have to give it what it needs. If there's one thing that scares people as they age, it's falling. I've seen too many friends break a hip or suffer a stroke and never quite recover their strength. That's why I started the third habit, and I swear by it. Every single morning, after my water, I walk for 11 minutes. Not 45. Just 11. But here's the key. I walk with full awareness. I call it my anchor walk, because it grounds my body to the earth and keeps my balance sharp as a blade. You see, balance isn't just about strong legs. It's about your nervous system, your inner ear, your posture, and even your eyes. As we get older, we stop challenging these systems. We sit more, we move less, and then when we finally do move, we stumble. This little walk done slowly, sometimes barefoot on grass or inside my house, trains my body to stay steady, connected, and aware. In those 11 minutes, I don't listen to music or scroll on my phone. I focus on how my feet touch the ground, how my shoulders sit, how the air moves through me. If I'm outside, I walk the same stretch of pavement every day, greeting the same trees, the same birds. If I'm inside, I just pace gently from room to room. It's meditative, yes, but it's also physical. My muscles are working, my joints are moving, and most importantly, my brain is mapping every step. I once heard a doctor say that every fall has a warning, a moment of dizziness, a second of hesitation, a missed signal from your feet. My walk teaches me to notice those signals long before they become dangerous. It's like updating your body's software. The more often you do it, the quicker your brain responds to movement, and the less likely you are to trip or lose your footing. I'm 92 and haven't fallen once in over a decade. I don't say that to brag. I say that to encourage you. You don't need fancy shoes, you don't need a treadmill, you just need 11 minutes. And if you can do it in nature, even better. The uneven ground activates your balance muscles more than flat surfaces. I walk with my hands free, sometimes swinging gently because that's how the body reclaims its rhythm. It may look slow to others, but every step I take tells my body we still trust each other. If you're feeling stiff, unsteady, or afraid of losing your independence, start walking today. Start with 5 minutes. Build to 11. It's not about cardio. It's about connection to your breath, your body, and the ground beneath you. Trust me, this one habit alone can mean the difference between decline and lifelong movement. And you're worth every step of it. Now here's something that surprised even me. Of all the changes I've made in my later years, this one has given me the most energy and helped me sleep like a baby. I used to eat dinner at 8 or 9 p.m. It felt normal, but I always woke up tired. My sleep was broken. I'd toss and turn, and worst of all, I felt heavy every morning. Then I made one small shift. I started eating dinner by 5:30 p.m. That's it. But the results were powerful. When you eat late at night, your body doesn't get to rest. It gets to work. It's trying to digest your food when it should be repairing your cells. That's why older people often wake up groggy or inflamed. The body's energy was spent on breaking down dinner instead of restoring the heart, brain, and joints. Once I moved dinner earlier, my entire rhythm changed. I sleep deeper. I breathe easier. I wake up without that slow, dragging feeling. And it's not just about sleep. My digestion improved. My weight stabilized. My blood pressure dropped. I didn't do a diet. I didn't restrict. I just stopped eating too close to bedtime. That gave my organs a break, and I started to feel light again. More importantly, I stopped snacking after dinner. When 5:30 became my cutoff, my evenings became about peace, not food. I started reading more, thinking more, just being. I learned that your organs operate on a clock. Your liver, your pancreas, your kidneys, they have a rhythm. And when you eat late, you throw off that rhythm. But when you eat early and let your body rest, it thanks you in ways you can feel. Your joints feel less stiff, your brain feels less foggy, and your sleep becomes more like what it was when you were young, uninterrupted, and healing. This habit took a little time to adjust to. At first it felt awkward to eat so early, but after a week my body started to expect it. Now I actually get sleepy around 8:30, and I let it happen. I've stopped fighting my body's signals. I've started listening to them, and that changed my relationship with rest. Instead of dragging myself through the night, I ease into it with peace, knowing my body has already done its work. If you're feeling tired no matter how much you sleep, if your mornings feel heavy, try this. Move dinner up. Give your body at least 3 hours before bed to do nothing but heal. This is how you age backward, not through magic but through rhythm, through kindness to your organs, through timing, not torture. The earlier you start, the younger you'll feel. There's a certain moment each morning, just after my walk, just after my golden glass, when I sit down with a small bowl and feed the part of me that matters most, my mind. I call it brain food, but it's really more than that. It's my anchor, my clarity, my protection against forgetfulness. And I never skip it, not even once. I've watched friends my age struggle to recall names, forget stories mid-sentence, or lose track of simple things. I made a vow, not me, not if I can help it. What's in the bowl? A mix of healthy fats, minerals, and just the right kind of sugar from nature. A spoonful of chia seeds soaked overnight, a few crushed walnuts, a piece of dark chocolate, no bigger than my thumb, and a handful of blueberries. Fresh or frozen, sometimes I drizzle a little olive oil on top. Sounds strange? Maybe. But my brain responds to it like music. I feel sharper within minutes, like fog lifting after rain. Science backs this up. Walnuts and dark chocolate are rich in antioxidants and compounds that protect brain cells. Blueberries support memory. Chia seeds fuel you with omega-3s. And olive oil, it's like fuel for the mind. Doctors in Europe have been praising the Mediterranean diet for decades. And now I understand why. This is not about weight loss. It's about staying alive up here in the part of you that makes decisions, tells stories, and remembers love. When I was younger, I didn't think much about brain health. But as I've aged, I've learned that mental decline is not always inevitable. Sometimes it's preventable. I started this habit in my late 60s after reading a study on food and memory. I didn't notice much at first, but then one day I realized I was remembering full conversations from weeks ago. I was reading faster. I was finishing crosswords again. That's when I knew this bowl wasn't just food. It was a key. It's not just what I eat. It's when I eat it. I make this the first solid thing I put into my body after hydration and movement. That timing matters. It sets the tone for my entire day. When I feed my brain first, everything else falls into place. I make better choices. I speak with more confidence. I remember people's names and notice the little joys others miss. It's a form of self-respect, one spoonful at a time. If you're feeling foggy, sluggish, or scattered, don't ignore it. Don't write it off as just aging. Start here. Feed your brain like it matters, because it does. Take 5 minutes, prepare this little bowl, and eat it in silence in honor of the stories you still have left to tell. You may be surprised at how quickly your mind starts thanking you. There is one last habit I must share with you. It has nothing to do with food, or walking, or timing, and yet it is the most powerful force that has kept me alive, vibrant, and at peace for over 9 decades. It's something unseen but not unfelt. I call it soul maintenance, the quiet, daily moment I take to reconnect with something bigger than myself. For me, it's prayer. For you, it might be reflection, gratitude, or simply stillness. But I promise you this. If your soul is weary, your body will follow. Every evening, just before I sleep, I speak softly to the part of me that no mirror can show. I thank God for the breath in my lungs. I name 3 things I noticed that day. Not big things, but small ones. The smell of toast, the smile of a neighbor, the way the breeze moved the curtain. I anchor myself in presence. Because aging isn't about losing beauty, it's about learning how to see it in new places. This simple habit has done more for my health than any supplement. It keeps my blood pressure low, it eases my heart, it quiets my fears. When the world feels heavy, when my bones ache, when I see the faces of loved ones I've lost, this habit reminds me I am not alone. I am still part of the living, still invited into the miracle of each new day. That kind of peace, it heals things no doctor can. I believe aging is not a curse. It's a calling, a chance to become a living library, a soul who carries stories, a vessel of wisdom. But that only happens if you tend to your spirit with the same care you give your body. My strength does not come from youth. It comes from alignment, from waking up every day and choosing to stay connected to purpose, to breath, to grace. That is what keeps me walking. So if you've tried everything and still feel tired, start here. Start in the quiet. Let your soul speak. Put your hand over your heart and remember that this beat, this breath is not random. You are still here for a reason. You don't need a crowd. You don't need a miracle. You need a moment of stillness each day to remember who you are and whose you are. At 92, I do not fear death, but I refuse to die before I'm truly finished living. These 5 habits, the body wake-up, the golden glass, the anchor walk, the early dinner, and the brain bowl, have kept me strong, but this last one, this unseen ritual, it has kept me alive in the deepest sense, and now I pass it on to you.